Okay, so moving along, let's get started. Our master of ceremonies again this year will be Steve. Right here, y'all know him from last year, but Steve's been an operator in our industry for the past 17 years. And during that time, he's owned 12 communities ranging from 50 to 380 spaces. Steve also started with us at the very beginning of this, of SECO, and been with us the whole way. He and his friend Corey Donaldson have helped hundreds and hundreds of people in seminars like this in the past learn the ins and outs of the asset class, including people in this room who are now very successful owners and operators as well. So if you will, help me introduce Steve Quigley.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Spencer. It's always a good time of the year for me to come back here and see friends and there's some new faces, and it's amazing. I remember the time back in 2006 we were going to do an event in Orlando, Corey and I, and out of a cold call I called up Jim Clayton and said, hey, there's this group of people who want to get in this business meeting in Orlando. Would you be our keynote speaker? Of course, getting a call out of the blue like that for a guy of his stature, undoubtedly probably the most successful single individual in our asset class, he was kind of intrigued, but he did come. I remember him, we were setting up the day before, and he walks in the room, and he's now a friend, but I'll tell you this, he looked like a bum. He come in all scruffy and blue jeans over a tour, and I didn't really recognize him, so I went up to him and said, sir, can I help you? And he kind of looked at me and he said, who are you? I said, well, one of the guys. And he said, are you Corey? Because Corey had initially called him. I said, no, sir, I'm not. And he said, I'm Jim Clayton. And it floored me. But what was neat about that, he had planned to come one day, speak the next day, and leave in his jet with his entourage. He ended up staying all 3 days. And his comment to me was, where did you find all these people? The only community owners that I know are old heads that sit in the back room, swap lies, and, probably were veterans of the Korean War. So, it's neat to see how new people are getting into the industry, and that's what this is all about. This is for you. This group, you'll find, is one of the few, I think, in any asset class that's not afraid to share what they're doing and what makes them successful. We're not all out there competing against each other. We're all out there trying to make our industry better and to make our tenants have a better lifestyle experience and so forth. So it's wonderful to be here. Always have fun. I get to swap stories with folks, and there's some really successful people in this room. Much more successful than me, than Spencer, we're probably in the bottom tier. This is the opportunity for you to network with people that will forever change your financial life and your business practices. So I highly encourage you to do that. Search out new friends. I've met so many friends in this industry over the years. And it's just been a wonderful experience. I'm also the guy that's been put in charge of keeping us on time. As you realize, we started a little bit late, so I've got to modify a little bit. One of the things we've done in the past is had surveys on how this event can be better. What you guys want for the next year, what do you want to see, what you don't want to see that we presented. We used to do that on paper. We're going to do a little different this year. The technology gurus of the world have kind of brought us up to the 21st century. We're going to use a texting system. We're actually going to grade each session. And we're going to go over that with you. It's very simple. All of us, I know, have a phone in here. You're going to text to a number, A, B, C, D, or F, in the last 15 minutes and the 15 minutes after the session's over to give us some feedback. And at any time, we'll have the slide up here at when the first session starts. You can text comments. I wish they would have done this. I wish that they would have said that. So we encourage your feedback. It's the only way we can make this better each and every year. Also, too, there's going to be a lot of audience participation this year. That's one of the feedbacks we have from last year. You may have a burning question to the panel that's up here. We're going to allow you to ask that question. We're going to try to keep it brief because in some instances there's going to be several questions. We want your feedback, and remember, there's no question that's a dumb question. The only dumb question is one you don't ask. So we're going to encourage you to go in and do all questions, feedback, and so forth. I just want to reiterate what Spencer said. You don't know how invaluable the sponsors are to manufacturers. I want to personally thank George and Spencer and a few other folks. The only reason the Community Series home is out there is because of these individuals that many years ago had the foresight to go to the manufacturers and say, listen, you got to stop building homes for retailers and those that are putting them on land home packages. You need to start thinking about community operators because they're going to be your largest customer in the future, and it's starting to develop that way. A lot of manufacturers will tell you, each and every year over the past 3 to 4 years, the amount of homes we're selling in communities has increased much higher than the retail business. So I want to thank them for listening. I want to thank for the folks that had the foresight to go out and reach out to them. What I planned on doing next was kind of going over the agenda a little bit to explain to you why the sessions were important, to give you little highlights. I'm going to bypass that and we'll have the moderator do a little quick 1 minute before. So what I'm going to do now, which is something that we used to do all the time at our events, is I'm going to let everybody get to know who everybody is. I realize there's a lot of people in this room. So I'm going to have my friend and one of the people in our group, Cole's going to be passing the mic around. So if you would, just give us your name, where you're from, if you're a community operator, manager, fund manager, whatever you do. We'll start that up as soon as I go over something that we added just really last night. A part of what we want to do is give back to you all that have taken the time and spent the funds to come here. So we're going to do a raffle, and we're going to do that before each session. And that's what you see, those tickets in front of you. And as we're doing the intros, what I'd like you to do is tear the ticket off, keep the one that says, I think, keep, and then put the other one in the basket that if you come along. Here's what we're giving away. Because the group got so large, the hotel has given us some free room nights. So some of you are going to, you may have already paid for it, but you're going to get a room night back. Also, I had the pleasure to become somewhat of a friend Jim Clayton after I embarrassed myself there in 2006. We both have a passion for flying. We've swapped many life and death stories of our flying careers. I've been up to Knoxville many times. I've even borrowed some of his money, as tight as he is, but his phone is not that. And several of you in the room have used Clayton Bank Trust. But what he did was, I don't know if you've not had a chance to read his book. A few years ago, he gave me 20 copies and personally signed those. I have 10 left, so I'm going to be raffling those off for we are during the sessions. And one last thing before we start the intro. Like I said, I'm the guy that's in charge of keeping things on time. I know how you like to talk, because I do too. If you hear that bell ring outside that my wife Sarah will be ringing at, that means 1 minute, the next session is going to start. Here's the rules with the raffle. You have to be in this room to win. Okay? So I'm going to, myself and the moderator is going to draw out a ticket, and we'll give you about 20 seconds to see if that's your number. If not, we're going to the next one. So kind of using that to get you all to come back. Okay, we're going to start out right here, and with Dave, just introduce yourself. We'll go along. Pass the mic if you would.
Just hold on until David gets in.
Okay, David.
I'm Brian Jackson, former park owner. My wife has given me permission to buy another one, and I'm with Keller Williams Commercial, and I sell parks.
My name is Jay Zhang. I'm a community owner, well, mobile home park owner, and this is the first time I come to this meeting.
My name is Corey Sacco. I'm a community owner in communities in Georgia and Texas, and this is my first time here.
Neil Kersner, IQ Mobile Home Parks, owner of mobile home parks in 7 states.
Mark Patterson, Daniel Bruce, Turnstone Group, we're based here in Atlanta. We own a resort RV park in the Florida Panhandle in Panama City Beach, and a hybrid park in Rockport, Texas, and we're looking to acquire a lot. I'm contracting in about 6 right now.
I'm Julie Farrago. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, And my group is closing our first park this Friday, and we've got a few more under contract. Tammy Thomas, community operator in Belmont, Indiana.
My name is George Harris. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. We're a community operator south of San Antonio.
Buster Sellers, and Alabama Community Home.
Good morning, my name is Jim Ayod. I'm the Executive Director of the Florida Manufactured Housing Association out of Tallahassee, Florida.
Karen Chastain with Faye Griffin, and we're community owners in Ottawa, Tennessee, which is a suburb of Chattanooga.
I'm Dan Lawrence, this is my wife Jenny, community owners, Morning Beach, Florida.
My name is Maxwell Baker. I'm with the Mobile Home Park Broker. We have a booth outside. Obviously, we sell mobile home parks. We just listed 3 new ones at 8 o'clock last night, so come on and see us and see if we can put a deal together.
I'm Katie Ballard. I'm with Lone Star Wheel Components, and we do recycling on tires and axles on the line.
Hello, good morning. My name's Don Gross. We have a community in Ormond Beach, Florida. We're in the process of renovation, and so you know, we've put in 32 new homes and sold 29 of them.
I'm Olivia Buckner. I'm community owner in Locust Grove, Georgia, and I'm here with my manager, Jeannie.
I'm Steve Wade. I own 2 communities in Tennessee. Glad to be here.
Good morning, John Harrison, Inspire Communities. We own 22 communities around the country.
Matt Broad, mobile home park investor and broker based here in Atlanta.
I'm Frank Murphy, and with my wife Paige and my property manager Maria. We're in the single family business, and we have some mobile home land deals and looking to get into the parks.
Good morning, I'm Bob Love, Love Properties. We operate 2 mobile home communities here in Atlanta.
I'm Kim Schultz-Ranger. My husband and I own 2 properties in the Dallas, Texas area.
I'm Robert Whitley. I'm from Eastern North Carolina. I have 10 communities. Fortunately, about 40 miles apart. Don't have to fly to where I live.
My name is also Robert Whitley, and I work for this guy, and from Eastern North Carolina as well.
Good morning, I'm Louis Whitley. I work with my dad and brother here, Eastern North Carolina.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jeremy Gray with Guest Communities, the regional manager here in Atlanta.
Hi, my name is David Cruz. I do regional support for Yes Communities, for 13 communities here in Atlanta.
Hi, my name is Jamie Fuentes. I'm the field manager for Yes Communities here in Atlanta.
I'm Thelma Hurd, one of the community managers for Yes.
I'm T.C. Brown. I'm the district manager for Yes Communities here in Atlanta, and we are actively purchasing communities throughout the country. We pay cash and we pay fast. If you are interested, just give me a card.
My name is Joe Whitting. I'm from Ground Point, Indiana. I have 4 mobile home parks.
Chuck Parker from Mississippi, and we have parks in Tennessee and South Carolina, community park.
Paul Watkins from San Diego, California, community owner.
David Langland, I'm also from San Diego. I'm looking to become a park owner.
I'm Chuck Meek. I'm from Jacksonville, Alabama, and we've got parks in Anniston, Oxford, and Jacksonville, Alabama.
Good morning, I'm David Green. We have some parks here in Atlanta. We have 2 parks that are supposed to close by the end of this month, and we have 2 parks that we're trying to sell.
I'm David Dooley, and I work with this guy.
I'm Jefferson Lilly with Park Street Partners, and I raise money with folks that want to invest in co-owned parks with us. We've got 14 so far. I also produce the Mobile Home Park Investors podcast.
Darren Korleski, Executive Vice President with MH Village and Datacom. MH Village is the largest website for manufactured housing, advertising homes and communities. and Datacom is the nation's largest appraisal company and provider of market-based appraisals and market data to the industry.
Hello, I'm Andrew Bates with American Commerce Bank. We provide financing for communities and homes to community owned.
Morning, I'm Jim Garber with NHRE in Orlando. We're on mobile home park buildings.
My name is Casey Lees. I'm with Other Street Ventures out of Orlando. I oversee the operations of our mobile home parks.
My name is Enon Winker. I'm partner with NHRE in East Mobile Home Parks.
Good morning, my name is Sam Collins from Thomasville, Georgia, community owner, and my lovely wife, April.
Hello, I'm Ken Corbin, and our job is to help you sell homes to build your communities. I'm Paul Chase from Atlanta. I own parks and looking to buy some more parks.
I'm Mark Wallen from the Nashville area, and I, along with my father, sister, and brother-in-law, have several communities.
My name is Bill Taylor from Maryland. Community owners, my wife and I personally own parks in Mississippi and Tennessee, and then our family have parks in Florida, Carolinas, Alabama, all over the place.
My name is Hayden Lake. I'm the operator and co-owner, and I'm from Phoenix City, Alabama.
Bruce Morton from Alpharetta, Georgia. I've got some parks.
My name is Ted Edenball, North Atlanta. I have a variety of rental properties, just getting into the mobile home community. I have 2 right now, 2 in contract, North and East Georgia.
I'm J.M. Crowell from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm a recent park owner.
I'm Suzanne Taylor from California, based in Upland, California. We're a nonprofit owner of mobile home parks. We are in an acquisition phase, and we provide affordable housing opportunities in high-cost areas of California.
I'm Erica Taylor with Augusta Communities, and I do acquisitions.
I'm Lori Weems with Southern Portfolio Management. I'm the regional manager. We have 14 parks in North Carolina and Georgia.
Lindsay Gordon, I'm the asset manager for Hartman Wright Group, the owner of the portfolio of 14 properties that's a portfolio manages. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
I'm Wendy Robinson. I'm from Atlanta. I'm with Southern Portfolio Management as an assistant regional.
I'm Kristen Serkey from Colorado Springs, the home office for Southern Portfolio Manager.
Brian Conlon Jr., Manor Bridge Capital from Atlanta, and here to learn, eventually become a park owner.
I am Brian Conlon Sr., and I've been involved for 30 years in pretty much the traditional classes of real estate. And my son here has convinced me, he keeps on saying, Dad, you got to think out of the box these days. So that's why I'm here and very excited and appreciate everybody sharing what they do.
I'm here to tell you need to think inside the box. A 16 by 80, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single wide. I'm David Boss, lead on companies. I'm from Washington, Missouri, and we have parks in Missouri and Illinois. We're always looking to buy communities, and they don't have to be right there if they're fairly good size.
Joe Earhart, General Manager of Show Homes in Rockwell, North Carolina.
I'm Brian Rowland. I'm the Market Development Manager for Short Rockwell. Please come outside and see our display.
I'm Alex Montague, Short Rockwell Sales Manager.
I'm Roy Wallace with Fleetwood Homes from the Tennessee facility.
I'm Casper Cobley with Country Place Mortgage, Addison, Texas.
Tom Green. I'm with Fleetwood Homes out of Lafayette, Tennessee as well.
Good morning, I'm Mark Katz from Chicago.
with Broadfield Finance. We represent a number of high net worth individuals and family offices that are interested in providing debt capital for community owners.
Kurt Smith from Atlanta, Georgia. Partner with these two gentlemen owning a park on the Gulf Shores. We're looking to buy other parks in Southeast Georgia.
Jim Horton, Clinton, Tennessee. I'm a owner, operator, developer, and I found out there's another nonprofit here. I didn't start out to be nonprofit. That's just the way it's
I'm James. This is my wife, Tina Dasher. We own and operate Southern Living Real Estate Group, and we love cash in the past 5 years with our parks.
I'm Gary Joyner, owner out of Georgia, park owner. Glad to be here.
I'm John Morris from Syracuse, New York. We own 5 communities, and my business partner, my daughter, is with us.
Good morning, Len James, Barrington Management Company, Indianapolis, Indiana, owners and operators of communities in Indiana and Kentucky.
I'm Tony Wilcox, along with my brother Brad here. We're business partners in 2 communities in Louisville, Kentucky, Greater Louisville, Kentucky market. Very fortunate that those communities are right next door to each other and managed out of the same office by our general manager, Christian Cundiff, who's also here with us. Glad to be here for the second year. Does a great job, Spencer.
Good morning, I'm Jacob Smallberger. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I'm a community owner.
Good morning, I'm George Logan from Marietta, Georgia. I sell your parks.
I'm David Vanderleft. I'm from Atlanta, and I'd like to become a park owner.
Good morning, my name is Angela. I work for Spencer Road as a property manager.
Good morning, my name is Kelly Guerrero. I am the assistant manager at Spencer's Property in Atlanta.
Good morning, my name is Brenda Rodriguez, and I manage the community in Carrollton, Georgia for Spencer.
Hi, I'm Gary Kenner. I'm from Maryland, and I have a community in Tennessee.
I'm Adam Martin from Charlotte, and work with Julia. We're closing our first park this week and have a couple other ones under contract and looking for more.
I'm Frank Abramson from Atlanta, looking to invest in experienced operators and my park outright.
Yes, good morning. My name is Art Johns with my wife, Doreen. We have a park in Leesburg, Georgia, which is the 10th fastest growing county in Georgia. And we are looking to sell it at some point down the road so we can drive it.
Calm down, guys, calm down.
I'm David Protiva, a community owner here in the Atlanta area, one of the purple shirt guys. The point I'd like to make at this point in my pass around is that you can see that the purple guys are not the only experienced community owners here. So for those of you who don't know any other people, be sure to get around and talk to as many of these other community owners, because they're going to help you as much as the community would. Second of all, we don't have any sellers here. At the end of this, we might ask the sellers to sort of identify themselves again all at once, because the buyers want to attack and swarm them right away. And if somebody wants to sell, we definitely have a lot of buyers here that would like to talk to those folks. So be sure and maybe re-identify them at the end.
Good morning, Jeff Weiss, Jim Capital in Atlanta. I'll be on the lenders panel after lunch, so excited about that. I also personally own one community here in Atlanta and Akron.
Good morning, I'm Bob Cooper. I have 3 communities in Warner Robins, Georgia.
Good morning, I'm Tom Lackey. I own parks in Michigan and in Georgia.
Luke Foster, Parkland Financial Solutions. We offer retail financing, title financing to retail customers in land use communities only. We operate in Kentucky, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and currently entertaining Georgia and Florida.
Good morning, Rick Casey with Parkland Finance. I might add, last time we were here was the first SECO show, so we're glad to be back. and assuming the application in Georgia and Florida will commit to be at least a vendor sponsor next year.
Good morning, I'm Gannon there out of the Houston area. Here the owner, I've got communities scattered around Texas.
Good morning, my name is Michael Nielsen, and I'm out of Oakdale, California, and our group operates and owns 87 parks around the country.
I'm Michael Power, MAC investor. I've been in the business 30 years, own parks in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, North and South Carolina, Virginia. Now a recent acquisition outside of Atlanta here in Rome. 2 years ago, we were just completing a turnaround, 300 sites, we own 190 mobile homes. I have to leave tonight because my daughter is having surgery, but I am looking to buy a park, and I will overbid to buy yours. So if you can come up to me sometime today, if you got a park for sale, hand me your card, I'll call you next week.
Good morning, I'm Ward, based out of Miami, Florida. We just finished a capital raise and we're going to buy our first couple of parks.
I'm Zach Ferguson, I work with Greenleaf Management. I'm the district manager, and we bought 4 parks in the last 6 months. We're brand new to it, so I'm just looking to learn and meet new people. And we also pull investors together to buy those parks.
Good morning, I'm Dan Faust. I've got 2 parks, one in Osaka, Georgia, which is right below Dalton, and one in Byron, Georgia.
Hello, I'm Ross Mueller. I'm with Clayton Homes with the Maynardville production facility out of East Tennessee. We are a single-section plotter, new homes.
My name is Corey Moore. I'm also with Clayton Maynardville.
Good morning, I'm Cole Hill with the Clayton Home Building Group. I work with all 38 manufacturing facilities that we own and specialize in working with multi-state operators that may need to purchase from multiple facilities.
Good morning, I'm Ryan Hamilton with 21st Mortgage.
Hi, I'm Candy Stewart out of Knoxville, Tennessee with 21st Mortgage also.
James Cook, Yale Realty Capital Advisors. We're here to make brokerage and financing great again. And we're based in Miami, Florida. We broker communities, primarily in Florida, with opening offices in the Midwest and California. I'll pass to my partner, Chris.
Chris San Jose, based out of Florida. We finance parks nationwide, represent a myriad of programs from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac down to local banks and credit unions, do anything down from $750,000 up to $100+ million portfolios.
Hi, good morning. I'm Carrie Claudio, the Division Operations Manager for Riverstone Communities. We are represented in about 11 states and have about 75 properties.
Good morning, my name is Melissa. I'm also with Riverstone Communities. I'm a regional manager overseeing a portfolio of 10 communities in West Palm Beach.
I'm Jessica. I'm out of Charlotte, but I work for Riverstone as well. I do North and South Carolina communities.
Hi, I'm Janice Spear. I also work with Riverstone Communities, regional manager in the South Florida area.
Hi, I'm Emily Philippon. I'm a regional manager with Riverstone Communities in South Florida.
Hi, I'm Haley Owens. I'm actually a manager for Wintertex, where we actually help to fill vacancies for all properties, whoever owns them.
Good morning, I'm Robert Gross from Farmington Hills, Michigan. I work with RHP Properties. We own and operate about 225 communities.
Good morning, I'm Travis Mann, and we have 3 communities in North Carolina. Good morning, I'm John Baker. I own a park in Hinesville, Georgia. Thanks.
Dave Jennings, my wife and I own a park in Starkville, Mississippi. We are joined here with our daughter. We're currently looking at expanding our park after information.
I'm Al Randall out of Florence, South Carolina. I'm with CSL Financial based out of Birmingham, and we can provide financing to your residents as well as to you for floor plan wholesale purposes.
I'm Mike Brown with Fleetwood, Douglas, Georgia.
Jeff Simon, Kansas, Georgia. We have several communities, several states looking to sell to you. Anyone buying, and we're always looking to buy.
I'm Jake Vanden. I own a park here in Georgia, and I got into the insurance business years ago to sell community owners property and liability insurance to show them how they can lower their costs of insurance.
Good morning, my name is Stacy Buss. I'm here from Michigan, second time at SECO, happy to be back. Don't hold it against me, I'm an attorney licensed in Michigan and in Florida, but also a community owner up in Michigan, and was actually introduced to the business by Mr. Case. Closed on our first park about 3 months after we went to the Mobile Home Millions event in Orlando, and I was in the distinct minority of people when Mr. Clayton walked in from the back and started singing trailers for sale and rent. I had no clue who he was. And that was very peculiar. Everybody on obviously was fully aware of what was going on, but good to be here again.
Hello, I'm Captain Engler with Capstone Manufactured Housing. We sell parks throughout Florida, Southeast, and the Midwest, and I am the biggest broker in the business.
Probably call that. My name is Brian Sharp, and I'm also with Capstone MH, and if that we talk over the board and meeting, just come by.
My name is Bill Cook. My wife and I are from Cartersville, Georgia. We have a small park, a lot of line deals, a lot of single families, and these days we mainly do a lot of lending and option work.
Hello, I'm Bob Stovall of Orange Cat Productions. We do online marketing services, and we've been working with community owners for the last 10 years. If you want to talk to me, I'll be back here for the next 2 days.
Hi, I'm Marcia Mayton. I'm in Los Angeles, and we have we're managing 40 properties right now, of which 2 are mobile home parks, one in Fort Worth, Texas, and one in Orange County, California.
Good morning, my name is Maria Horton. I am with Newport Pacific out of Irvine, California. We own 6 properties and we operate 110 mobile home parks across the country. When I heard that thought about thinking outside the box, we are currently working with cities in California to solve homelessness problems by setting up the tiny village concepts and building villages for places, for cities that are looking for solutions, because there are so many homeless out on the streets. So always thinking outside the box is a good thing. Thank you.
I'm Dick Miller, owner of 13 parks. I saw a lot of hands of first timers here, and last year I was a first timer, and I stood up at this park and said, yeah, we're going to buy 2 parks. And the people sitting next to me sold 2 parks. So you're in a great place if you have a record in good track. Thanks, 2016, by the way. My takeaways from last year.
We're Jason and Jennifer Cross from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and we're regional managers of Southmore Communities.
Good morning, I'm Matt Gusterson. I'm with Champion Homes in Topeka, Indiana, and we supply new homes for hundreds of communities across the Midwest.
I'm Sean Iannucci. I own a community in Northwest Georgia.
I'm Paul Shearholz, I'm a mortgage loan officer from Colorado Springs, also a commercial real estate broker. We own a community in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
George Allen, I sold off my portfolio back in the early 1980s. I still have one manufactured home community in Peoria, Illinois, 135 sites. I will own it probably as long as I'm consulting this business, but I believe if you're going to write about and talk about what you do, then you ought to be doing what you're doing. So thank you.
I'm Ron Cobb. I'm a community owner in Dallas, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta, also a board member of the Georgia Manufactured Housing Association.
Chuck Walden with Style Crest, right down the road in Carrollton, Georgia. Style Crest is a supplier of about any product you can think of, goes in or around the manufacturer.
Good morning, I'm Alan Johnson from Nashville, Tennessee. My brother and I own Stonegate Community, just right on the outskirts of Nashville.
Good morning. My name is Cyrus Chris. Live here in Atlanta now. Grew up in eastern North Carolina, where we own a park there in eastern North Carolina. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Stephen Hoff. I'm from Auburn, Alabama, and a community owner. Good morning. My name is Brian King. I'm a sanctuary manufacturer, MHC in Atlanta, Georgia. We're looking to acquire parks.
I'm Stephanie McAnuff with Marcus and Millichap. I'm a commercial real estate broker specialized in mobile home parks.
Introduce yourself. Okay, did everybody get a chance to introduce themselves?
Good morning, Dixie Jennings, co-owner and developer of Gillette Meadows, Starkville, Mississippi. Come see us.
Spencer just notified me that we're going to try to put up a list of attendees on the internet, so if there's somebody that you heard speak and you didn't get a chance to go talk to them while they're here, you have maybe some information, you get in touch with them. David Protiva mentioned sellers, buyers, just out of, let's just do a little poll. Who here would like to acquire a property? Just hands, okay? Looks like what, 40 to 50%. Who would like to sell a property? Sell a property. Okay, we've only got one, so you guys need to get by the I'm sorry, we got three. Which reminds me of the, if you remember this, David Spencer, we had the first SECO event, there were 40 people, 40 or 45 people. Okay, and I got the statistics down. There were 18 sellers. There was one buyer. This was 2009, I think, or so, 2010. And here was the stipulations on the buyer. He said, all I've got is $50,000 off a home equity line. You have to owner finance the rest. So there was virtually none of that, no financing available. So it's amazing to see what the industry has done, turned around, how money has loosened up, how banks have, through a lot of effort from people in this room, have finally realized that manufactured housing communities are a good asset if they're operated correctly and if they're run properly. And we thank all of those that put that together. One of the things, a dear friend of mine who's no longer with us that I give a lot of credit to where a lot of people are today is a man named Lonnie Scruggs. How many have heard of him? How many of you saw his book, Deals on Wheels? One of the first things ever written about what we do in this business, I think it was written back maybe the late 80s and the 90s, something like that. But Lonnie used to tell me, he said, hey, there's some characters in this business. I said, what do you mean, Lonnie? He says, you know, characters. And you can never really define it. Well, it's good to know there's still characters left, provide some of the comments that you made. That's exciting to know that, but what you found here, I think the atmosphere was this. There's a lot of good people and smart people here. There's a lot of vendors that have specifically come on board to help us and help you, manufacturers and so forth. This is your opportunity. There had to have been at least one person that you heard speak that you want to talk to, hopefully more than one. Because I remember sitting right where you are in 1999 in a conference in Atlanta, my first one that I was ever involved in. I had a couple single-family homes. I was still a pilot in the Air Force. I was wanting to not have to work for somebody the rest of my life. And I remember a gentleman by the name of Ernest Tu that stood up and said, hey, I'm Ernest Tu. I'm in the manufactured housing business, and I've got a few communities. And I took the time to go over and talk to him, and we later became friends, and he's my mentor in the business, taught me all about it, helped start Mobile Home Millions in the very beginning before he had a stroke in 2005. So that one decision to go talk to him forever changed my financial future and really the people that I now call friends. So make it happen this week. This is your opportunity.